Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make this super cute plush pumpkin with baby blanket yarn. Today we're going to use this Bernat baby blanket sparkle. So not only is it a gorgeous color, it has a little bit of sparkle to it. You can see that. How cool is that? Okay, let's get started. So we're going to do a slip knot. So I wrap mine around like this. I stick the hook in and grab it and just pull it in. And you don't have to go super tight with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then in the back of your stitch, if you can see that, I'm going to do 11 across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crochet hook and take it and go, see how it's going under my crochet hook? So we're going to do 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then at the end of the row, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do a half double crochet into the back loop. So if you can see, this is the back end of your crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, go in the back loop and pull it under, and we're going to go 11 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're going to repeat that same chain 1 and 11, and we're going to do that for 20. Alright, so right now I can look at it and tell that I have 1 row, 2 rows. Now if you have a hard time, you can keep track on a little piece of paper. So I have 2 rows, or if you have a stitch counter, you can do it that way as well. We're going to chain 1, yarn over, back loop, under here, 1, yarn over, back loop, under, pull through, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I'm going to chain 1 and flip it. One more time. So yarn over, back loop, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see why I like mine in rolled up already, because if it's not, I like to gather mine up like this. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, chain 1. Now you can start to see the ridges. Okay, we're going to do that for 20 rows. So I'm just going to keep crocheting, and I'll probably speed it up on the camera. You take as long as you need. If you need to go back and rewind and watch another step again, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and keep crocheting until I hit that 21 rows. And 10, 11. All right, when you get to your 20 rows, what you want to do is chain 1, and we're going to work in the back loop, single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now you want to fasten off, so you're going to take this yarn and you're going to pull it through like this so it forms a knot. And what you're going to do is cut yourself a 2-foot long tail. And I'm going to give myself just a little bit, because you don't want to pull it too tight, because you could pop the yarn, which I have done. So now you cut it off and you pull that through. Whee! So there you go. It's all pulled tight. So I'm going to take my darning needle and I'm going to thread it. And then I'm going to work this little tail from the beginning into the inside. And again, I'm going to work in the back loops. So I'm going to take this back loop and this back loop, and I'm just going to do a stitch over the top. It's called a whip stitch. Getting all fancy today. So I'm going to take that back loop of this one, and I'm just going to go 11 across. So simple, easy. You want it nice and firm, so that back loop and that back loop. Again, that back loop, and you're just going to keep weaving it across. This, so everything is tied. Now you're going to see like little holes. You're just going to weave it in and out, weave it in and out. So take it in here, and it doesn't have to be even. You're just going to go along, and see I have like 3 of them in there, and then I'm going to pull. And what happens is this cinches the pumpkin together. So I'm going to do that again, weaving in and out. Pull it tight. You don't want to pull it too tight so you don't break the yarn, but you want it to firm up underneath. Okay, see how it's cinching right there? Just keep going around. You're totally fine, taking your time. So this would be cute in other types of yarn too. If you don't have blanket yarn or whatever, you could use it in chenille yarn, you could use it in acrylic yarn, you could probably do it in cotton yarn. I like this blanket yarn because stitches, if you make a mistake, they kind of get covered up, which is really awesome, because with some yarns you can see every little mistake that you make. So you may have like where you can see just a little bit of a hole. You want to make sure that that hole is closed, so you may go just a couple more stitches to make that a little bit tighter. Closes the bottom so that your stuffing doesn't show through. What's awesome is that we have these sort of lines that have made from the ribs of the stitches. So I'm going to re-thread that and just go up here and kind of start doing the same thing. So did you see how I did that? I just line it up on one of the lines like that. So it's up one of the lines, doesn't have to be exact. Start doing the same thing again at the top. We're going to start weaving in and out. So see how it already has kind of cinched that down a little bit? That's totally fine because we're going to work with that when we put our stuffing in. So back and forth. I go about halfway and then I'm going to add my stuffing. So I'm going to use my kitchen scale and I'm going to weigh out how much yarn I need. For this particular pumpkin, I need 23 grams. I'm just going to measure it. So my scale is set to grams. So now I'm going to put it on there. And now I'm going to stuff my pumpkin. Okay, so I'm not going to put all of it in there just yet until I get working around, because I'm going to have to like fiddle with it and get it stuck in the corners. See how it's kind of wonky? Here we go. We're going to weave in and out, still weaving in and out, cinching it down because you're going to want to make the top of your pumpkin. And remember, learn from me, don't pull it too tight. See, what's nice about that stitch we did over here, we already kind of have a ridge. It looks kind of weird right now, but I promise it'll turn out super cute. So we're still pulling, cinching down. And what's nice is that you can kind of like fiddle with it a little bit and get it sized and squished as much as you want. That this is getting smaller. So it's getting smaller, so I'm going to see if I can, nope, it needs to go just a little bit tighter, I think, for my liking. So I'm going to cinch it just a little bit tighter, go around maybe just a little bit so I don't have to yank on it so hard. It's going around here. There, that I like better. Sides kind of looks like an 8 already. So we can go just, I like to just kind of, you know how pumpkins are, just do however you want to. This is yours. So you'll take from where you are and then you wrap it around just down. I like to line it up with holes. And then you needle down in the middle. And then you work it up through the top. I think I caught it over here. And you cinch it down. See how it's starting to take shape? So then you can go and you can do the same thing. And what's awesome is that you cannot even see where you cinch down On regular yarn, you can see the cinch. But this, it hides it because it's fluffy. Do it again over here, so it's not going to be totally equal. If you want it equal, then you can figure out how to do it equal. But me, I'm not so worried about it being equal. So there we go, there's another. See how that looks? So we have this already over here cinched in. It's kind of wonky. We'll fiddle with that in just a minute. So we're going to go over to this other side where it probably needs about 2 more. Take your yarn. You're going to take that little bit of yarn and you can weave it back in, and then you can kind of back and forth back here. So you can weave it back in there and see how you can shape your pumpkin. It's still a little bit wonky, so you can take and kind of play with it, pull it out, shape it how you want with your scissors. So there is your pumpkin. Alright, now for the super cute part, you can do your cinnamon sticks. We're going to go ahead and put some glue down in here to make sure that opening still has enough room for the cinnamon stick. So I like how it's stuffed. It's not too firm, still squishy. What I'm going to do is stick glue down in there, just let it. So you can tell, I don't even know how to tell you how much glue that is, just enough. And then you stick your stick down in there and you kind of press firmly and you press it in. And there is your pumpkin. How cool is that? And it's glittery and pretty and amazing and all the things. Now what would be really super cute is if you tied a little bit of jute on there, or a ribbon or something like that, or even if you had that little bit of moss stuff, you could do that. If you were super fancy, you could kind of crochet a little vine on there if you wanted that. I kind of like it just like this. I would love to see your pumpkin. The tutorial for the Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle. It is beautiful. There you can go. You can see a little bit of the sparkle. Super fun.